Hello and welcome to another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. Guys, today we're working on this 2004 to 2009 Mazda 3. Specifically, we're going to be changing the clock spring. Now, there are two different types of clock springs, so before you go any further, click on the link, click on the title of this video, link to the website, go and check out the Series 1 versus the Series 2 clock spring. You need to work out which one you've got before we go any further. Get it delivered to your door, buy it off us, free express post anywhere in Australia. And if you are overseas, guys, don't worry, we have FedEx available on checkout. So get it in your hand, get the correct one in your hand, and then of course use this video. Save yourself some money doing it yourself. That's what we're all about here at Parts Factory. Guys, if I can ask you, give the video a thumbs up, and if you can, subscribe to the channel. You never know when you're going to need more help working on your own cars DIY style. Alrighty guys, let's jump into it. Alrighty guys, just before we get started, the sponsor of this video today is the team down at Trikes Australia. They sell these fantastic little drift trikes. Guys, it's the perfect Christmas or birthday present for any age, any gender, guys. They're basically electric toys for kids and adults. So I'll give you a demo. Almost stacked it. And that's it, guys. Bloody awesome fun. Alrighty, let's jump into it. Alrighty guys, an important thing to note when you are dealing with airbags and this sort of safety SRS systems, guys, is you need to make sure that the battery's disconnected, first of all, and second of all, you're actually safe and gentle on the airbags themselves. Even though they are disconnected from electricity, they are still technically classified as a semi-explosive. So be very gentle around this area. But first things first, guys, we want to be popping the bonnet, and we're gonna go disconnect the 10 mil, or the battery rather. It'll be a 10 mil bolt. So pop your bonnet, pop up your bonnet stay. And then of course, you've got your negative here, which you can just use a 10 mil or a pair of pliers like I am. And you can just grab it, give it a twist, remove it like so, tuck it down way out of the way so it can't reconnect halfway through the procedure. Now we're gonna let the car drain its battery for about a minute. To speed that process up, you can turn your key on and it will fully drain the whole system, and then I'll see you back in a minute. Alrighty guys, so our clock spring is behind our horn pad. So the first things first, we need to remove our horn pad. Now there's these two little plastic, or rubber rather, flaps, and they expose possibly two Torx bits. No, two 10 mils, even easier. We're gonna go grab a 10 mil socket on like some sort of electric rattle gun or maybe like a wrench, and we're obviously gonna undo those two 10 mils. Alrighty guys, undo those two 10 mils, 1 and 2. So at that point, I don't really want to drop it into the steering wheel, but if I do, it's okay, because we're going to be able to access it in a sec. Now, the the horn pad rather, will pop forward like so, and you can grab your flathead screwdriver, and basically on the top, there's a little thing you can depress. Sometimes the actual design is to pull this black tab out like that, but you don't pull it out all the way. You kind of leave it half hanging out. Oh, if you do pull it out all the way, just put it to the side, don't lose it, because it's going to be going back in. Well, actually it's not, because we're going to be replacing our clock spring, so which is that piece. Don't worry about it too much, but imagine if the part that you've received is incorrect, you're going to need to reassemble this. So just for now, keep it all together. Now, if you have a look here, you have another plug here. Press that in there and then just pull that out like so. Because basically that, once again, that's part of the clock spring. So at this point, it looks like we've got a big 18 on 19 mil. So we're gonna go and grab a 19 mil socket. Grab a few so you get it right the first go. Right, so I've gone ahead and I've actually got a 22 mil on a rattle gun. You can pop it like that, right? Get it towards the very end of the thread and then turn it in a couple notches. And then just go left and right on the steering wheel. Then once you've done that and you can feel that it's all gone pretty loose, you can just pop the steering wheel off nice and gently. Don't forget, I want to get that little 10mm back, which has fallen into the steering wheel. Grab all that, stick it over to the side. You can see, guys, we are getting closer towards the clock spring now. You could pop that straight up into the air, but the bottom one is usually held on by some Phillips head screws. So you grab your little Phillips head screwdriver, you pop in under the dash like this, and you undo one Phillips head and two Phillips heads, and then hopefully this trim piece will actually just pop down kind of where you're not taking it off all the way, just enough to pull the clock spring out, which it's looking like it's going to. Grab your Phillips heads, stick them to the side, and you can see, as I said, there's going to be this little tab you can pop out like that, but we should be able to get this clock spring off without pulling everything else apart. So start undoing the Phillips head screws. You got one up top. What I'm going to do is actually go get a Phillips head rather than use this flathead. Alrighty guys, so I've got a Phillips head screw here. I'm going to start undoing these Phillips heads now. They are quite small, so I kind of don't want to drop them. And I'm going to put these little ones in the center console because I've got a feeling run the risk of losing them. So 1, 2, 3, and then let's see if we can just lift this out and turn it. We don't drop anything. Yep, so now that little Phillips head is easy to get out. So I'm going to grab it, put it in the center console, and then there's one more plug down here. We'll flip it upside down, grab our flathead screwdriver, which is just there, press down on the plug, and hopefully it just pops out nice and easy, which they usually will. There we go there, and there's your clock spring removed. Alrighty guys, I've gone ahead and grabbed the parts factory equivalent. As you can see, they are just an OEM replica, 3-year warranty, so if you need it, you know where to find the links in the description. Guys, first things first, I realized that there is a steering angle sensor we have to remove off the old one and stick it on the new one. It's not included. It is a separate part. So what you can do is take this rubber band off, because you see that white tab, it is actually holding the position of the clock spring straight, and it'll be the last thing we remove when we're finished installing it all. Get rid of that rubber band. See this steering wheel sensor, we need to have it straight, and then come here and you pop this little tab off, you see, like that, and it'll start to pop forward. You can grab like a knife or a flathead screwdriver and you can just stick it in there like so. Give it a twist and you can see how it's just popping off nice, which is exactly what we want. See that? You got your steering wheel. I mean, I'm assuming it's an angle sensor. Most likely is. So you now can bring it forward and stick. See these little locating lugs? They just line up hopefully nicely. Right, so I've just realized as I was installing, you've got these little plastic tabs, and I'm assuming they're going to have to, yeah, so put it straight up and down, because this one here is straight up and down, and I'm thinking we're going to have a much easier time doing this now. Yeah, so that seems to have gone in much easier. Yep, it should click all the way around as a little plastic locators take up the slack. Yep, okay, and there you go there. Don't forget, leave that little plastic tab in. And of course, let's make our way back over to the car and we'll throw it back in. Alrighty guys, grab your clock spring, and once again, you got your 2 plugs to go in. Let's do it in the same order we pulled it out. So you got that little white one, which will be easier now to plug it in rather than pull it out. So you got one there. Same thing here, you got your little yellow plug, rotate it over, correct way up, and just plug it in. Nice big push until you hear a click, which is just there. And you can put your clock spring in position. Now our little delicate Phillips heads, let's put this one here, easiest one in first. So we got 1, 2, and the third one here. Make sure it's going in the hole properly. 1, 2, 3. Now, as you can imagine, guys, it's the exact same procedure, but in reverse. Now, from this point onwards, you can actually reinstall all this together Lining it all up nicely. So it's all like that. And don't forget, you got your Phillips heads, which go under the dash. Let's get them back in so that we don't have to worry about any of that anymore. 2, super straightforward, right? As you can imagine, guys, steering wheel back on, but it is now time to pull our white tab. We can poke the yellow plug straight through the hole, lining everything up nicely. Steering wheel back on. Now let's plug all of our switches straight to the clock spring. Nice and straightforward, right? Into the clock spring, 1. And then as you can imagine, once you've got it all lined up, it's now time to go guns blazing with our little rattle gun. If it goes in, which it just has. Now that has to be nice and tight, guys. Do not hesitate to go extremely tight. Now, the last step is obviously said clock spring, said airbag rather. You could just literally come up. So it's looking like there's a little male part that has to go into the female part below, but it should be fairly straightforward. You can just push it in. Right, so what I've done, guys, is I've just pried that little black clip a bit further out than it came out of the box. Let's see if there's a bit, if it's a bit easier to put this in now. I'm going to line it up. I'm going to give it a good push. Yep, there it goes in now. And then you push down that black tab and that locks it into place. You bring your horn pad. Sounds like it's fit well, looking good. And then of course, the final step, as you can already now realize, is your 2 airbag 10 mils. Now remember, I'm going to be pretty gentle at this point, as obviously this is an impact gun and we're dealing with an explosive. So you don't want to go too crazy with your impact driver. Just a few little clicks. Honestly, guys, probably use a wrench, realistically. And then the last thing is your 2 little covers, 1 and 2. Key back in. Now we're going to plug the battery back in, guys. And then hopefully, because you've replaced your airbag and you've now disconnected your battery, you've actually reset the ECU, clearing the airbag light, and then hopefully your driver's airbag resistance high or low error has gone. Alrighty, guys, now it's time to just simply plug your negative terminal back on. Tighten up with your 10 mil. Nice and tight. And then hopefully you can go ahead, start your car, and happy days with your new clock spring and working airbag system. Alrighty, guys, I hope everything has gone smoothly installing your airbag clock spring onto your Mazda. Don't forget, there are 2 types. We have both available, so whatever you need, we've got it here at Parts Factory Australia. Click on the title of the video, to the description, go to the website. There's a tutorial that'll run you through how to work out what's what. But other than that, guys, to be honest, all you're looking for is whether or not your car's a Series 1 or Series 2, and our website has it, Series 1, Series 2. So that's all you need to do. Alrighty, guys, thanks for watching another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. My name's Lucas. I'll see you next time.